Hey there, everybody. RevKev here. Pray you're having an amazing day today. So, today is officially day one for my family staying completely home with the COVID-19 pandemic up here in Canada, specifically in our city of Ottawa, Ontario. Today, they made the announcement as the Ontario government to shut down all non-essential services as of tomorrow. So, Samantha, my daughter, who works at a movie theater, that obviously shut down last week, and now my looks like my son, his work will be shutting down, and I mean the work that Danielle and I do, it's I mean, the government doesn't announce it as essential services, but it's definitely an important service that we provide, and we're able to work from home. I mean, since last week, we've had to completely reinvent everything that we do as a church. How do we care for people? How do we show love and compassion to people when you can't actually be in the same room with people? It's just a very new, novel idea to show love and compassion to people without physically being able to be there. But our staff and our volunteers have done an amazing job of reaching out to people and connecting with people. And it was just so great to see all of that come together. So I so appreciate each and every one of them. Wanted to just do kind of a daily weekday coffee time with RevKev just to kind of connect with people, hopefully bring a little bit of encouragement to everybody in this season of staying home. Again, because this is day one for my family of everyone being here, my son's college courses started back up this week. It was shut down last week while they figured out what they were doing. They're back up, so he needs a space to work. My daughter in high school, they're still kind of shut down, but there's some education stuff that she can start doing. She's on YouTube anyways. But she needs a place to work. My wife to do her job needs a place to work. I need a place to work. So we're kind of fighting for space. Like, our house is fine and it's nice, but suddenly we're kind of we're kind of crawling all over each other looking for space. I get set up on the dining room table. Then people want to eat at the dining room table, so I got to clear out all my stuff, find another spot. So this is a room you've never seen before. This used to be my son's bedroom. This was his Christmas present a couple of years ago. He wanted his room redone and painted, and I did it with this style of all these old classic albums, So we got like the great Kenny Rogers up here. So sad to hear the news about him passing, but so yeah, I think this is going to be my spot, because also right in front of me is a big giant TV screen. So when I need some break time playing some Nintendo Switch, I'm going to fire that up. So I think I'm going to just, lay claim to this room. And this is going to be where I'm going to be working from for the next foreseeable future, until I have to go to the church building and record videos for our Sunday services. So I really hope you're doing okay. I hope you're finding ways to stay encouraged and positive in this time. I was blown away. I'm not too sure how many people on here went over and saw our live streaming service on Sunday. I was absolutely blown away by just how many people connected with us. Now, just to talk about numbers a little bit. Hey, 19K Fox, good to see you here, buddy. I hope you're doing well. So just in way of kind of like church numbers, right? Like, my church that I serve at, we're not big. Like, we're not a mega church. We have a small little building. It's got 200 chairs in it. When we started maxing out, we were getting about 180 people. We went to 2 services, and then we merged an Arabic-speaking congregation that was struggling and kind of took it on. And so now we've got the 3 services, 2 in English, 1 in Arabic. And so we'll run a little over 200 on a Sunday morning. And what's been absolutely amazing with this church online platform, which has been developed by Life Church out in Oklahoma City, is just this past Sunday alone, we connected with nearly 700 unique logins. And it was just incredible. And those 700 logins, some of those one login was a family. So it'd be like family of 4. We were able to connect with people in the UK. We were connecting and talking, chatting with people in Africa. We were chatting with people who had never ever set foot into our church building and just kind of found this, whether it was through Facebook ads or the Google ads that I paid for. It was just amazing opportunity in a season of uncertainty, in a season of doubt and of fear and of worry, just to love on people. And so it was so exciting. And just check in the chat. Hey, 19K Fox. Yeah, glad to hear you're doing well. My family's doing great. We're kind of stepping all over each other now that we're kind of all working from home and doing school from home. And yeah, our province here in Canada just shut down all non-essential services just got shut down. So as of midnight tonight, all non-essential businesses are required to shut down to keep people home. To keep people home. So that's why I'm going to do these regular streams. I was originally going to call them Coffee Time with RevKev, but I've noticed over the last couple of days, and I shared this in my sermon this past Sunday, I have actually struggled with generalized anxiety disorder, probably for most of my life. I wasn't treated until a number of years ago. Diagnosed until a couple of years ago. And I've been drinking a lot of coffee, trying to get Church Online up and running and helping our staff get everything changed we need to change. So I kind of noticed the last couple of days, my anxiety was starting to rise, starting to feel that feeling that generalized anxiety brings, where it actually kind of feels like someone's kind of sitting on your chest. No, it's not COVID-19. There's no fever. There's no cough. Everything's great. It's just that shortness of that anxiety feeling. So did a couple quick changes. Herbal tea now in the afternoon. I'm going to be 49 years old. I got to start taking care of myself, right? 49 years old, herbal tea now in the afternoon, cut down on the coffee. I also shaved last night. This was done in a little bit of when the anxiety was a little high. I was sitting on my cell phone. Check this out. This is what I was doing. Sitting on my cell phone last night. And I'm reading this article about how we shouldn't be touching our face because of this COVID-19. And I'm sitting there reading it going, petting my beard. So I kind of I've got to stop doing this. And that has been a habit of mine since I grew the beard last year, is I just constantly playing with it. So when the anxiety kicked in and I had gone out grocery shopping last night and I had my hand on the shopping cart and all that kicked in, and I temporarily didn't even listen to my own sermon, and I gave into that fear. So, gave into that fear. And so I ran upstairs and shaved it all off. So now I regret it, but oh well. At least it will stop me from touching my face. So, just trying to implement a few things in life there, just to keep that anxiety levels down so that I can be at my peak performance, so that we can bless more people, just encourage more people and things like that. So I'm just wanted to kind of just do these quick live streams every day. No real agendas, really just to jump on here and to check in, encourage people, and I was just this morning. So I use the YouVersion Bible app. If you're not familiar with this, and now, even if you're not a Bible person, this is a great tool. If you got questions about the Bible, or there's some amazing things in here, some resources in here. It's well worth downloading. Just go to your app store and search for YouVersion, YOU version. I don't get any money for promoting that. I just think it's a great tool. And I was doing a plan with a bunch of people from our church. We were trying to read through the Bible in a year, and so that requires about reading about 6 chapters a day. I've just been so busy. I've been punching in 15, 20-hour days for a week and a half, with everything that had to be completely redesigned and redone. So I've moved to just really sitting in one verse a day and just kind of let this one thing speak to me, what the one verse speak to me. And so this morning's verse, in the verse of the day, was from Ezekiel 36, verse 26. It says, "I will give you a new heart, and I will put a new spirit in you. I will remove from you your heart of stone, and I will give you a heart of flesh." And for me, this morning was just such a great reminder on how God wants to work in our hearts. I think sometimes, especially in times like this, in times of uncertainty, of times of fear, of times of doubt, our hearts could start to get very hard. We could start thinking it's about me. I got to protect me. I got to protect my family. I mean, just the fact that people are going so nutso and just buying all the toilet paper. It's crazy. I've not seen toilet paper anywhere. Like anytime I've gone to a store here in Canada, like nowhere. Now we're okay. And I know where we keep it at the church, so we'll be fine. But it's kind of silly, right? On how this grips us, right? So it's so easy for our hearts to become hard. And this verse for me personally was a great reminder that that's not the heart that God has given me, right? God's not giving me a heart of fear. God's not giving me a heart of stone. Like God has given me a new heart. See, by turning from my sin and turning to Jesus, that's how the Bible, calls this what we call conversion. When you become a follower of Jesus, turn from sin, you turn to God. God, has forgiven our sin, and then the Spirit of God comes in you, and this heart of stone is taken away, and you're given a new heart, a heart that beats for the same things that God's heart beats for, like to care for people, care for widows, care for orphans, care for the hurting, care for the broken, right? To put ourselves second. And so this for me was a great reminder as I've been struggling over the last couple of days with my own personal battle with anxiety. So this was really encouraging for me, and I was so blessed. This past Sunday, we ran our live service for the first time on live.greenbelt.church, and it was one of those things that I've been wanting to implement for years. And as I started saying before, as a smaller church where we only hit about 200 people, for us to get to almost 700 people just on Sunday morning signed in, people from the UK, people from Africa, people who've never been in the church before. And then people were sending me pictures of their families, like little babies, looking at me on their computer screen. One family sent me a picture of one of our dear senior couples from the church, and they're sitting on their love seat at home in front of a laptop, worshiping and watching the service. And like to see that couple, this senior couple who I love so much and they're so dear to me, able to connect with us through technology. Like I was literally crying. Like I was sitting in this exact room at this exact spot watching this, and I got that picture on my cell phone, and I started to weep because for me that was so beautiful. God doesn't want us to give into fear at this time. God wants us to love one another well. God wants us to care for one another well. And so I would just encourage you, if you feel your heart becoming hard right now, man, pray about that, talk to someone about that, reach out to someone about that, and just let this Spirit that God wants to work in all of us in this season to bless as many people as possible. So that's just a quick thing I wanted to do. I really wanted to kind of keep these live streams down to about 15 minutes. And people show up, they show up, and glad to discuss things. But I'm not the big 2-hour live stream guy. I talk for a living, and sometimes I get sick of hearing my own voice. So just wanted to create an environment where we are encouraging and just kind of keeping the joy up in this time of all being isolated and in our homes in order to keep people healthy. And I think that's so crucial. So I will be praying for you. If anyone would like prayer at any time, man, just put it in the comment section. Send me a direct message through Twitter. Reach out to me on Facebook. Love to connect with people that way. I'm always happy to pray for you. And until tomorrow or the next video, whichever comes first, God bless you. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. God bless. Take care, everybody.